4:19 in the morning, the Strait of Hormuz, an Iranian submarine commander receives a single sonar ping so sharp and deliberate that every man in his control room knows exactly what it means. Not a search ping, not a warning, a targeting ping. The kind that says you have 30 seconds to surface before you stop existing. 4 minutes later, Iran's most ambitious naval operation in a decade is over before it even begins. Here's what makes this story absolutely insane. Tehran thought they were the hunters. They had spent 3 years planning this moment, positioning fast attack boats, drone swarms, shore batteries loaded with anti-ship missiles. They were going to close the most important shipping lane on Earth and force America to negotiate. Instead, they discovered they had been prey the entire time, and the Americans had been watching them plan their own destruction for 11 straight days. Let me take you back to what Iran thought was happening. At 3:47 that morning, 6 Revolutionary Guard fast attack boats roared out of Bandar Abbas in perfect formation. Overhead, swarms of Shahed drones spread across the strait in patterns they had rehearsed for years. Then came the broadcast that was supposed to change everything. All commercial vessel traffic through the Strait of Hormuz is suspended by order of the Islamic Republic of Iran. The strait is closed. Oil prices spiked $14 a barrel in 4 minutes. Tankers dropped anchor immediately. Insurance companies pulled coverage in real time. Tehran had just grabbed the throat of the global energy economy. Every single day, 20% of the world's traded oil flows through that narrow channel. 17 million barrels of Saudi crude, Kuwaiti petroleum, Qatari natural gas. All of it forced through a passage so tight that supertankers need designated traffic lanes just to avoid collisions. But the IRGC Navy commanders celebrating in their operations center had no idea they were being watched by systems so advanced it borders on science fiction. 48 hours before those Iranian boats left port, a Boeing Poseidon patrol aircraft had already painted every surface contact in the Gulf with centimeter-level precision from 41,000 feet. That acoustic signature from the Iranian submarine already fingerprinted and logged in American databases like a criminal's thumbprint. Now here's where this gets truly disturbing. Deep beneath the surface, the USS Connecticut had been trailing that Iranian submarine for 11 consecutive days without making a sound. Not tracking it, hunting it. The Connecticut's sonar crew knew that submarine so intimately they could tell what the Iranian crew ate for breakfast based on hull vibrations. Every course change, every speed adjustment, every depth shift. The Americans saw all of it and said nothing. A predator watching prey walk in circles, completely unaware it's already dead. Above the surface, American warships had their radar systems running in passive mode, invisibly coordinating with airborne early warning aircraft that had been circling since 1 in the morning. The Bunker Hill, a guided missile cruiser, was tracking over 2,000 simultaneous contacts at ranges beyond 300 miles. Those 6 Iranian fast boats showed up on American screens the instant they cleared the harbor breakwater. Every sensor feeding every weapon system in an integrated kill chain, so seamless it functioned like a single distributed nervous system stretched across 500 miles of ocean. Remember this detail because it becomes crucial. At exactly 4:12 hours, the Iranian submarine commander begins following his orders to position for laying mines across the shipping channel. This is the linchpin of Tehran's entire strategy. No mines, no closure, no leverage. The Connecticut watches, the Connecticut waits, and then the Connecticut does something that submarine commander will spend the rest of his career trying to explain to his superiors. She goes active. One deliberate ping from her sonar array. Not searching, targeting. The message in the universal language of submarine warfare is crystal clear. I have owned you for 11 days. I know your name, your depth, your speed. Right now, I am one decision away from ending your mission and your vessel. The Iranian submarine freezes. In submarine combat, an active sonar ping from a Seawolf-class attack boat is not ambiguous. It's a death sentence with a grace period attached. 4 minutes later, the Iranian submarine is blowing ballast tanks and rising toward the surface against every order in her mission brief. On the surface, those 6 Revolutionary Guard boats are 40 miles into the strait when the Bunker Hill comes up on emergency channels. Not to threaten, not to negotiate, simply to broadcast the precise GPS coordinates, speed, and heading of all 6 vessels, cross-referenced with their hull identities and the fact that they are being painted by fire control radar connected to 62 vertical launch missile cells. Simultaneously, 2 Super Hornets from the USS Gerald Ford arrive overhead at 500 knots after a supersonic intercept run. They don't need to fire. They simply turn on their fire control radars and let the Iranian commanders watch their own radar warning receivers scream like smoke detectors in a house fire. Except this alarm means a Harpoon missile is 30 seconds behind it if someone gives the wrong answer. Those Shahed drone swarms that Tehran had spent years perfecting, they encounter American electronic warfare systems so precise that their data links dissolve into static. One by one, they diverge from their programmed flight paths, confused and blind, until they simply fall into the sea like electronic snow. The shore-based missile batteries that were supposed to rain death on American ships never receive authorization codes because American electronic attack aircraft are painting their targeting radars from safely outside their range. 74 minutes after Tehran declared the strait closed, it's over. The Iranian submarine is on the surface with her crew standing on deck in international waters. The 6 fast boats are running at maximum speed back toward home port. The drone swarm is gone. Channel 16 crackles one final time with an American voice calm and professional. The strait is open. All commercial traffic may resume. Have a good morning. What followed in Tehran was not a military debrief. It was a political earthquake. IRGC Navy commanders who had promised the Supreme National Security Council a decisive fait accompli now had to explain how their submarine surfaced without a shot being fired, how their drone swarms fell into the sea without an explosion, and how 6 Revolutionary Guard boats turned around at the mere sight of radar locks they couldn't break. The answer was the same across every platform. The Americans knew everything before we started. That revelation is what truly haunts Tehran. Not the defeat itself, but the discovery that American intelligence penetration of their operational planning was so deep, so persistent, and so invisible that the entire operation had been a performance staged for an audience that already knew the ending. Every acoustic signature from that submarine is now permanently archived in American databases. Every electronic emission from Iranian shore batteries has been cataloged. The communications intercepted during those 74 minutes gave American intelligence analysts enough material to map Iran's naval chain of command 3 levels deep. This wasn't a skirmish. This wasn't even a standoff. This was a demonstration of what Pentagon strategists call full-spectrum dominance, the ability to see everything, know everything, and act before your adversary finishes his first sentence. Operation Freedom, the codename the 5th Fleet assigned to this response, wasn't improvised. It had been waiting for years, rehearsed and refined for exactly this scenario, against exactly this adversary, at exactly this location. The lesson Tehran received wasn't delivered in missiles or blood. It was delivered in silence, in radar pings, and in the image of Revolutionary Guard submarine crew standing on their own hull in open water, blinking in early morning light while American cameras recorded every face. That image is the message. That image is the deterrent. That image is what 3 years of American preparation and 11 days of invisible stalking was designed to produce. Iran tested American resolve and discovered they had been living inside an American laboratory the entire time.